Hello and welcome back to my channel, dear archery friends. Today it's all about my personal combination on how I use
a thumbring and a leather glove.
So without any further blah 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 and waste of time, let's dive direct into it. Welcome back again, dear archery friends. As I received numerous questions regarding the following topics. Number 1, what bow equipment do I use? And number 2, what type of thumb ring do I use? I decided to make a short video just for you on these two topics. Firstly, I want to emphasize that the shooting gear is always individual depending on the style and even physical condition of the archer himself. It's also important to mention that the character of an archer plays also a significant role. For example, if the archer leans more towards meditative archery, or B, if the archer is more of an, let's put it this way, action or freestyle archer like myself. So if you want to shoot like me or similarly, then pay close attention now. In front of you are 6 of my thumb rings. 3 of them are made out of metal and the other 3 of them are made out of plastics. With the exception of the copper thumb ring, this one here, and you see this one is heavily used. And well, with the exception of the copper thumb ring, all the other thumb rings fall into the category of Turkish style thumb rings. I always make sure that my thumb rings have a small saddle like this, or a small ridge on which the bowstring rests. The copper thumb ring is more classified into the category of Chinese style thumb rings. It is characterized by the distinctive groove in which the bowstring really sits. And by the way, I do not recommend any of these plastic thumb rings when you are shooting heavyweight bows. For example, over 65 pounds. Why? Because these kind of plastic thumb rings, they will shatter or crack on you because they can't handle the heavy pressure the bowstring puts on them. Well, now I reveal the first trick. To ensure that the thumb rings don't exert painful pressure on your thumb when shooting heavyweight bows, I use thumb rings that are larger in diameter than my thumb. So, for example, you see this is one of my mostly and heavily used thumb rings, and if I wear it, you can see it's way too big for my thumb. So that's trick number 1. Use a thumb ring with a larger diameter than your thumb joint. I normally have a S-sized thumb joint, but I use an XL thumb ring. To ensure that the thumb ring sits perfectly, I first put on one of my leather gloves, as you can see here. I always make sure that the thumb of the leather glove is softly padded or has multiple layers of leather. Only then I put on the thumb ring. The pressure transmitted from the bowstring through the thumb ring is then absorbed and evenly distributed over the leather padding. A sore thumb is thus a thing of the past. Trick number 2, string twist padding. Another important factor is the quality of the leather in the glove. It must be tough, durable, and at the same time supple leather. Since I always shoot with some string twist, the leather glove must also ensure that my index finger knuckle, this part here, is absolutely padded on the sides. The higher the draw weight of your bow, the more force you need to generate a string twist. Trick number 3. Keep in mind a growing effect. Well, what do I mean by that? If you shoot very often and with heavy bows, your thumb joint will experience a growth stimulus. The diameter of your thumb will then change and your first thumb ring may not longer fit properly. This can lead to pressure pains once again. However, if you use the methods I've explained, the leather glove will also compensate for this effect. In fact, it will be such that the glove, in combination with a thumb ring, fits better and even more perfectly for you over time. Eventually, you won't even feel like you're wearing a thumb ring anymore. That's the moment when you know that your shooting gear is perfect. Moreover, you will then be able to shoot almost any other type of horsebow without hesitation, or even experiment with different techniques, simply just because you never ever feel pain again. Well, I briefly reiterate my, let's put it this way, supersonic archery criteria for you. First, use a thumbring in the next size up. From example size S, go to XL or double XL. Use thumb rings made out of metal with a slight saddle. Use high quality leather gloves, preferably kangaroo leather. Fourth, ensure that the thumb of the leather glove has some kind of paddings. Fifth, ensure that the leather glove protects your index finger knuckle here in case you are string twisting. And sixth, ensure that the leather glove fits absolutely perfect and snug. And last but not least, give the leather glove thumb ring combination some time to set, to fit perfect. So now I will show you how I wear my stuff without any further blah blah blah. Now that you have seen how I dress and wear my glove and thumbring combination, let's dive a bit into the gloves. Here, for example, are just two kind of gloves I usually and often use. These ones here are made out of kangaroo leather and they are super soft, but they are also heavily padded and double and triple stitched. They support my index finger knuckle. They even are very nice padded around the thumb joint area, and they fit snug. This is size S, and as I mentioned before, if you are willing or if you are trying to use my style of thumb shooting technique and equipment, then you first have to check out a very snug fitting pair of high quality leather gloves, and then switch over to an oversized thumb ring diameter and combine them together. So next leather glove I can recommend is this one. I think these are Helicon Tex. Don't know how the model name exactly is, but I think these are bushcraft and outdoor leather gloves, and they also have very soft and flexible leather. They are very nice padded on the thumb. They support and pad my index finger knuckle, and they sit very snug. Also, these are size S. So, and now I show you a funny example of the growth effect on your thumb. I hope you notice my right thumb joint is way thicker than my left one, just because I very often shoot horsebow, and I very often shoot thumb release, and all of my horsebows are heavyweight bows. So your joint will grow with time. So this one was my first thumb ring, and look, it does even go through. Only I use a lot of force, then it will go through my joint, but it hurts a lot. Even if I would shoot only 30-pound bows, it will hurt a lot. So I have to use metal thumb rings. The Chinese one fits also very nice, but also is way too snug. So folks, I hope the information I provided was interesting for you, and come on, be cool and show me that you're also an archery friend by subscribing to my channel. With a simple click you can support me and help me create more content for you. Well, thank you and best regards, your Supersonic Archery. Ciao ciao!